Hi, my name is Scott Richards. I'm with Kitsap Physical Therapy and Sports Clinics. I work out of our Bremerton office. We're proud supporters of the Olympic sports soccer team and proud members of the sports medicine team. I'm a certified athletic trainer and a board-certified sports specialist in physical therapy. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what a proper warm-up before practice or before competition looks like, and also go over the difference between static and dynamic stretching. Dynamic stretching is different from static in that it's on the move. For years and years and years, it used to be that a common warm-up technique was that teams would get to a field, 15, 20 minutes of movement around just a little bit, but then they'd sit on the ground for 5 or 10 minutes and stretch the quadriceps and the hamstrings and the hip flexors and the calves. As athletics in the United States becomes more and more popular, more money goes into athletics as well, and that includes money going into research. Research over the past 5, 10, 15 years has now shown that dynamic preparation for sports gives added benefits versus what static stretching does. Warm-ups really are designed to do two things. Number one is to decrease the likelihood that you'll end up with an injury once you start competition. And number two is to maximize your body's ability to start competition safely and effectively, and so that you can get on the field and go at 100% right off the bat. You don't have to warm up in-game per se if you warm up properly before the game begins. Like I said, research is now showing that dynamic stretching has become more beneficial. Static stretching over prolonged periods of time, say 30 to 40 seconds, actually starts to constrict blood vessels and decreases the amount of blood flow that you have to muscles. Obviously, that's not ideal right before competition begins. Research has even shown that static stretching, or a warm-up focusing more on static than dynamic stretching, decreases a muscle's ability to generate power and to generate speed. Also not ideal leading into competition. So I want to have somebody give you guys a couple of examples of what dynamic activities or dynamic stretches look like, so you have a little bit better idea of what it is that we're talking about. Hi, Liz.
Hi there.
This is Liz Oba, a midfielder for the WPSL Olympic Force soccer team, and she's going to give you some examples of what dynamic stretches look like. So I'm going to give you a few ideas here. The first one would be some high leg hamstring kicks. So as you're getting more and more warmed up, you can be more aggressive with this. You don't want to be too aggressive right off the bat and sustain an injury during warm-ups. Another exercise that's really good for multiple muscle groups would be high knees, or knees to chest. Getting the knees up to the chest, nice and slow. You don't have to have a big area to do these exercises. That's a very good exercise. Working different muscle groups would be kickbacks or butt kicks. Similar, except for instead of the knees coming up, now the heels are coming up. In order to get the hips loosened up, we would do some over the gate, close the gate. So she's going in an outward direction this here, and then she can also come in an inward direction to get those hip muscles and those hip joints nice and loose and relaxed. And then one more that tends to focus a little bit on the calves as well is called mountain climbers. So mountain climbers is just down in almost a sprint position where she's going back and forth. You can have just a little bit of bounce there. Good. So all of these are meant to be just warm-up. There's no reason to get aggressive with the exercises that you're doing during your warm-up. As you get closer and closer to that initial buzzer, you can be a little bit more aggressive with what you're doing so that you're ready to go once that game starts. Thanks again, Liz. Appreciate it. I know we focused on dynamic stretching and movement, but that doesn't mean that static stretching doesn't have its benefits. Before competition, I would just limit your static stretches to 20 seconds or so. Don't go that typical 30 to 45 seconds that has been so common over the years. The other thing that static stretching can be really great for is a cool down. After you've played, or you've gone on that long run, or you've had your practice, your muscles have all kinds of blood flow to them. That's a great time to do some prolonged static stretching to really help to improve your flexibility over the long term. Thanks for watching.